So what's up guys, welcome back to another episode of Jioni Drive, and today we are looking at my personal watch collection. I really do enjoy watching the state of the collection videos on YouTube. The reason I like them is because I learn from them, and also I like to learn about the history of the watch and also the people who collect them. I never thought I'll be at a point where I'll be making a watch collection video, because even a year ago I was not a watch person. I did not have any expensive watches. So here is the state of my watch collection, and we are going to start from the beginning. So that's the theme of this video, and that also coincides with the prices, because before I was a watch person, I used to wear a $10 watch and that was functional enough for me because it was just a tool. But today it's a whole different story. So let's get it started. So this is where it all started. I used to run track and field, and I bought this watch for training. It's a Timex quartz watch, and I think I bought it in 2005. This is a Walmart special for $10. I used it all the way in college and also at my first job after college. I put it somewhere in the drawer, and you can see the strap, they fell apart. I actually found it the other day, and I would say this is one of the watch I wore the most. So let's put this aside and look at the next one. So this next watch, as I said, I used track and field and cross country in college, and we were given these watches after the race. It's from 2004. I wore it maybe for a year and I never wore it again. This has been also sitting in a drawer since 2004. So the next watch here is a Hugo Boss. This one I bought it in year 2013. Actually, it was given to me by my wife. Back then she was my girlfriend. So this is what I thought a good watch should be. A very busy watch, a big one that anyone can see. It's so busy that it kills off the battery within a year. It's a quartz watch, and most of the time it stays in the drawer because I'll wear it, then forget it, and then the next time I go to look at it, the battery is dead. So this watch was about $300 back in the days. I will stay here just for the sentimental value. So the Hamilton opened the door for all the other watches that are to come, and these are the watches that I consider to be part of the collection. The one I showed earlier is just the beginning, where I was before I got to Hamilton. I bought this watch because I wanted to buy a Rolex, but I wasn't sure I would ever wear a Rolex. If I wore it every day without getting tired, then I was sure that I can actually wear a Rolex. I think I bought this one for around $850, tax included. I wore it for like 6 months straight, and I got used to it. I got used to looking at the date and the day. I actually enjoyed wearing it. So this watch has a 42mm case. It has H30 movement, and the good thing, it has 80-hour power reserve. You can wear it almost every day without winding it. It's water resistant up to 164 feet. It has a stainless steel case, sapphire crystal on the front and also in the back. I also like the dial. It's very colorful watch. And also James May from Top Gear, he wore this. At the same time I was getting the Hamilton, this watch also became available. I was given this watch by my uncle, and he bought it back in 1997, brand new. And this watch has been in Africa, in Kenya, for most of that time. So I actually sent this watch to Breitling. I spent around $800 fixing it. So these are quartz watches, and the battery leaked and there was some corrosion in there. So they had to fix the movement, and I also asked them to replace the crystal. It took about 3 months. So when it came back, it became my favorite watch to wear. It's very light and it's very durable. It's very robust watch. It's made of titanium, and it also has the yellow gold. I mean, it's not the best looking watch, but it does the job. This is like a Swiss Army watch, and it has a lot of functions. Digital display here, you have your analog, you can see day and date, it's a chronograph, it's a minute repeater, and even in the back it has a bunch of measurement and conversions. They were pilot watches, and it has become my favorite because of usability. And that's why I would say in your collection, maybe you should have one quartz watch, because this watch is always ready, it's always accurate. I can just pick it up, put it on, and go. I don't have to wind it, I don't have to adjust day and date and time. It's always ready. So the next watch I got is the Seiko 6139 chronograph. This is a Japanese market watch, and it's one of the early watches to be made. I think this is from April 1969. The 6139 is the first automatic chronograph in the market. It beat out Zenith, and it also beat out Heuer Caliber 11. It was so advanced that Rolex were not able to make the same movement until year 2000, when they made their own vertical clutch chronograph for the Daytona. And then also, you don't have to wind this watch. You actually swirl it like this. The rotor will spin, and then it will wind the watch. So you never wind this watch. The crown doesn't come out any farther than that. And it has a 45-hour power reserve. I like this watch because of the history. It was one of the first chronographs to be on the market. 2, it was also the first chronograph to have a vertical clutch. And 3, it was the first automatic chronograph to go to space. And it was also used in racing. There was a French driver named Sievert that used to have one of these. And also Bruce Lee used to have a version of this watch. They're very historical watch. I liked it because it's so different from other watches. For me, collection is about history, and I also like to learn how they function. So that's what drives me. Learning the history of it makes me appreciate what it is. So now we are getting expensive, and this is the Tag Heuer Monaco, the Golf Special Edition. I don't wear this watch as much because this clasp right here, it has some very sharp edges that actually digs into my skin. I have tried to loosen it up, but it feels very uncomfortable because this is a pretty big watch. From lug to lug, it's about 47 millimeter. And it also a little bit heavy. I think this is the heaviest watch I have. This is a square case, 39 by 39 millimeter automatic. It uses Heuer Caliber 2 movement that was introduced, I believe, in 2017, and it's very competitive for in-house movement. At around $6,000 to $7,000, it competes with the Speedmaster and also Tudor. The reason I like this watch is because it stands out. I think this is my most flashy watch. It's big. All my watches are circular, and this being a square, it just stands out. I like this also because of the history. If you know about Steve McQueen, and also the race to become the first automatic chronograph, which Seiko right here kind of beat them to the market. So these two have that history going back in 1969 and 1970s. I acquired this watch also in year 2022. This is a 1964 Omega Speedmaster, and this was before the professional Speedmaster. It was also before the crown guard. If you see this one, it doesn't have the crown guard. This is also nicknamed the Ed White. The 321 movement actually came back. Omega brought it back a few years ago, but it's very expensive. It's $14,000. It's double the price of a regular Speedmaster. I wanted a different looking Speedmaster because they look the same to me. So I bought this one. It came with original bracelet, I took out the bracelet and pulled the strap because it was a little bit stretchy, but it was all original. It has the original bezel, original dial, and this is called the ghost bezel because it has faded out. I think when you buy this, the first thing you have to look at is 90. You have to have a dot over 90. This does have it, but it's hard to see. Also, if you open the case back, you'll see the 105.003 and mine is .63. That's the reference number. And also you can see the movement and 321 on it. So all the history about the Omega Speedmaster going to the moon started with this. And it was watch that was tested to become certified to go to space. So this watch cost me around $9,000. I think that was a good deal because now I can barely find any for under $10,000, and the new one costing $14,000, and the dealers are not even able to get you the new Ed White. Since you cannot get it in the store, you have to pay second hand, and that's over $20,000. I wear this watch a lot because it's very understated. Like, no one really cares unless they know. No one think twice when they see this watch. No one thinks I'm wearing a $10,000 watch. I would say this is my favorite watch out of my collection. This will stay here. I don't think I'll get rid of this. And now we save the best for the last. This is my Rolex GMT-Master, and it's from 1973. The reason I went with a classic is because I went to get a new one and I was put on a waiting list for about 2 years. And I did not think I wanted to wait 2 years because by then I would have changed, and I would change my mind from spending that kind of money on a watch. I went to the second-hand market and I looked for a watch that I thought would keep its value, and I landed on the 1675. So that's the reference for this watch. So the price I paid for this is on the lower end of the 1675 because the bezel was replaced. This is a service bezel. The dial is original. The hour markers are also original and they have some patina there. And the hands, they were painted to match the hour markers, and it was also polished. And it did not come with original bracelet and no papers, so that's why it was a little bit cheaper, but it's still very expensive than getting one from the dealer. I barely wear this watch. I feel like every time I wear it, it's a kind of a show off. I know I bought it because I achieved some goals, and it's the watch I have always wanted to have. And also there's a lot of crime. I paid about $14,000 for this, plus taxes and shipping. It ended up being around $15,000. So by far this is the most expensive watch I have. Even when the Rolex prices are going down, vintage Rolexes are still holding the value pretty well. So it will be staying, but I don't know when to wear it. I don't feel like most places I go are suitable for a Rolex. So this stays in my bank because I have a safe deposit box over there. I don't want to keep it at home because of the value. So I don't want people to rob my house thinking they are gonna get a Rolex. And for the bonus point, this is another watch that I got just for the fun of it. I think I paid $25 for this. It's a train watch. I think it's called Ronel. I'm not sure. I think they came as a set. You get a little train set that you can put together and you get a watch. And it also makes some train noises. So that's it guys, that's the state of my collection. I don't think I'll be adding any more watches here because the one I want, I cannot actually get them. I do want another Speedmaster, but that's the Snoopy, and it's almost impossible to get a Snoopy. And if I get it in the second-hand market, the prices are almost 3 times what it cost at the authorized dealer. So the watch I might trade for the Snoopy is this one. Other than that, I don't think I'll be updating my watch collection anytime soon. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any question, please leave it on the comment below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.